So good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining on time and thank you for your presence in my session. So this is Jahangir Sachwani. I'll be speaking on Excel Business Analytics today. And let's start the session. So this is my short profile just for your overview. I'm providing training since last 20 years and providing trainings in different countries like Australia, Bangladesh, Belgium, Canada, China, GCC region, Pakistan, Maldives, Singapore, Sri Lanka, and USA. So I'm providing online live training since last 5 years in different countries. I'm Microsoft certified professional. So Microsoft certified of application specialist for Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. I'm also certified for Microsoft Power BI, and I'm running my company with the name of Innoving Consulting, through which I'm providing different trainings to different companies. So these are some clientele which I can adjust over here for your overview. That I have already personally worked with them and trained their employees in locally and internationally. So today we will be talking about data analytics, and for the data analytics, we are basically discussing the Power Excel. And in the Power Excel, there are few requirements, few details, or few applications working in the background in Excel. So they're Excel business intelligence tools basically, and they're available directly in few versions. Like if you're working, if you're using 2016, 19, or 365, so these are built in your Excel, and there is no additional software required. So there are four things in the business intelligence or data analytics. One is your raw data, which you basically get from your online systems. And then we basically pull that data in Power Query, and then we make some data models, and then we basically do some Power Pivots and DAX. So there are four models. The raw data means you are extracting your data in Excel through some files like CSV, SQL, Azure, or some folders. And when we basically get the data in the Power Query, basically we apply some ETL process over there. So ETL is an international process through which basically you transform your data in a better format. For instance, let me share a story with you. That there is an e-commerce company who is working around the world on the different location, and they have different distributors there. So what they do, the analytics can help you that all the distributors which you have, they are using their own systems, and their own system are using different database models at the background, right? So whenever you basically try to access their databases and you want to analyze those databases, so they are basically in a different formats, which you want that I want to analyze that data or make some analyzation on data. So you will be using this data analytic tool, which is basically business and intelligence tools of Excel. So the first part is Power Query, in which you will pull the data, you will clean the data. So Power Query will help you to get the data from different sort of databases, and you can basically convert them in a one format database, and then you can basically utilize or analyze those data in a different format, right? Then we basically there is another option of Power Pivot and DAX, in which basically we will create from data models. So data models are created to make the relationships, calculations, hierarchy, and perspectives. And then Power Pivot is a key point where you basically analyze the data and apply some formulas as well. In today's session, uh, there are some best things to happen in Excel in 20 years. So these are some of the options which we can see that what happened to Excel in last 20 years. So now we can import, analyze millions of records, millions of rows of data in Excel, right? And create some visual things. Quickly build models and blend and analyze data across sources. create fully automated data shaping and loading procedures, and define calculation measures using data analytics expression, which is DEX. So these are some of the best thing happens in Excel in last 20 years. So in today's session, basically we are only focusing on Power Query, in which basically we will be learning some different techniques, which will of course help you to perform your tasks in a better way and automate your tasks in a better way, that you can basically organize your data in the millions of records in a better way, right? So let me give you some overview of the Power Query. So Power Query is basically available in the data tab. So when you are using 2016 or 2019 or 365, so you will find the Power Query option in the data tab. So there are two options. So get and transform and get external data. So these are two options from where you can basically extract the data, external data, and then you can basically apply some queries over here. Right, so this is the area where you can find your Power Query option in the Excel. If you're using previous versions like 2013 and 10, so you have to install the Power Query option separately from the Microsoft website, and that's easily available and freely available. So what basically Microsoft Query does, so it connects your data across a wide range of sources. Like I've told you that there are different sources with a different databases. So you can connect all the databases at one place, and then your data will be in a one proper format through which basically you can do some analysis with that data. So you can filter, shape, append, transform raw data for further analytics and modeling. Create store procedures to automate your data and data preparation, just like a macro. So normally previously people use the macros for different working, and most of the user are not aware of the macros, and they are not that much caliber to learn the macro as well. So basically they ask some companies to perform these macros or write these macros and invest heavy money on them. So now we don't need that. Most of the things for which basically we required macros now can be done easily through Power Query and Power Pivot. Right? So let's move forward. So when you basically import data from any file, any database to the Excel, so these are some of the databases which basically Power Query supports. So most of the databases which are available in the world, Power Query is basically supporting them. So you can see most of the things like Excel file, CSV file, HTML, text file, JSON is also option, folder options, right? These are some databases, like normally we use SQL and Access databases, right? And Azure services, which is another Microsoft service, online Azure service. From online services, if you want to export some data or import some data, right? And these are some other sources from where you can basically import your data from. So there is another option of blank query. So let's start the session, and I'll be showing you some good example that how Power Query is more better and most useful for you. So I have concluded some of the example for you, and let's see in the time how many examples we can complete. So example number 1, which is basically color CSV file. So we have different files over here, and what is the criteria? What is the situation? Why we are doing this? So for instance, in the first option, for instance, you have different files and you have created a format, you have created a template, and you have sent it to different departments or different stores or different areas. And basically they recorded their sales and they send you the data month by month or week by week or day by day. For instance, you are getting your data day by day and you want to append that data day by day. What you have to do, you will open all these files individually, and you copy that data, and then again you paste this data in your master file after the first day sales, right? Like you have received the second day file and you open that file, copy that data from all individual files one by one, and then you are pasting those data below the previous data, right? So this is called append. But the problem is you are getting daily basis, on the daily basis, you are getting 10 files, 50 files, 200 files. So this is not easy to work. That's not easy work. So if you're getting 200 files, you have to open 200 files individually and then copy paste that data in your one master file, right? And then you can create some analytics, some data analysis on that files, right? So how can we do this very easily? By connecting a folder, right? First, let me share how you can connect any data in Excel in Power Query. So this is basically data, and I'm using 365. So this is queries and combine connections, and this is basically get data and transform data. So we are clicking on this option. So we have CSV files over there or Excel files over there. Let me just show you how to connect a single file. So I'm showing you through the Excel file because most of the time we are using Excel files. So for instance, these are our files, and this is a very normal Excel file. So Excel is connecting to my Excel file, and it has showed me that this is a file name, and I have found only one sheet over there. So I had only one sheet over there, sheet one, but Excel automatically created a table over here with the name of table one. So whenever basically you are importing your data from any sheet, any Excel file, so you have to click on the table one option, table option. So you will always click on the table option because whenever in future your data will increase, so it will basically automatically extract data in this Excel file, and whatever you have applied the process, it will automatically repeat it. So let's over here we have three options: load, load to. So if you are clicking load to, it will basically load this data on Excel sheet automatically. By load to, we can create, we can do different things. Currently, I'm clicking on transform data, so it will take me to Microsoft Power Query. So this is Microsoft Power Query Editor. You can see Power Query Editor over here. These are some tabs, some ribbons. This is the home tab where normal options are available. This is the transform option from where you can transform your data. So if you want to apply the transformation on the same table, same column, you will do from here. If you want to apply transformation, but you want to add a column, so you will apply this transformation from here. So these are some of the steps which we will follow and do one by one. So it will record all the steps over here, and whenever basically we refresh the data, it will connect the data from the source and apply all these steps. So my data will be automatically refreshed, and it will apply these steps automatically. So that will help you to basically perform your data automatically, which we basically do in the macros. So let me change the name. So you can change the name over here. Right? So enter. And these are the areas where you can see all the tables which we have pulled over here. So if you want to do any activity over here, like over here, we have the data types, which you can see over here. These are days, these are names. And so whenever you want to do something like I want to delete this, so whatever I'm doing, it will basically add a step over here. So whenever it basically pull the data again, so it will automatically delete this column. So like this, you can connect any data and you can perform any transformation, just for the basic overview. And let's do our stuff basically which we have started and discussed. So I want to connect this folder to my Excel Power Query, because whenever I do something in this data afterwards, so it will automatically connect this data to my master file. So I want to pull these all files in one file, and I also want that whenever the files will be increasing in future, or data will be increasing in these files, so it will automatically connect these files and append this data one by one. So let me show you one file. So this is one file, the sales of day by day. You can see that this is 7th-month sale, and these are the dates available. And only things is different in all the files are the color names. So we'll be doing with the color names. We'll be pulling these data with the color names, and we can see how the color names will be different over here. So let me connect this file. So I'm connecting from folder. So this is my folder. I'm clicking OK and OK. So it has showed me that that folder has these files, these 6 files, and I want to combine them. So let's combine and transform these data, and let's see all the files are okay. So we can pull that data in Excel. We just have to click OK over here. Right? It has done our work, and it has combined all the files over here. And you can see all the steps it has performed already. So it has connected to the source, filter the hidden files, invoke column file functions, and rename the columns, remove other columns, expanded the tables, and change the type. So Excel has already applied these steps over here. So I don't want the source names over here. So I'm removing this, and you can see all the colors are available in a one table now. So you can see all the colors over here when we are creating these files. So now I want to put this data or pull this data in the Excel sheet so I can perform more calculations over there. So I will click close and load over here. So it's saying a total you have 23, 29 rows. And now you can see all the files over here, which I have pulled from here. So what is the crack? So I have connected a folder now. So whatever in the future, all the files or whatever files will be coming in future in that folder, so it will automatically connect this folder to my Excel file, and it will basically append or combine all these file data and show me in this table format. So let's check. So I'm just copying a file, copy paste, and I'm changing this to white color, which was not available previously, and opening this file and changing the color name as well. So let me change the color name. That's it. Let's refresh from here. So data and refresh. So you can see white color now. Is it okay now? My voice is okay now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So let me add another option. Like for the black, all the data is for the month of July. So let me add the August. So I'm opening this file for black, and I'm just changing this month to 8. So let's see, it will basically add this data or not. I'm just applying refresh, see the speed of this data. So done. So now you can see 7 and 8 for the black as well. So like this, in future, if any file is coming, so it will basically automatically add that files, and you can basically see the speed and the combination of data over here. And now you can create some data analytics over here through pivot tables or something, right? So let's discuss the second scenario. This was the one scenario which we have inserted. So now we have import data in Power Query and append. So now this is the data, this is the situation which we were discussing over there. Like you have different databases coming from different locations, and now you want to append this data in one file. So these are the 3 files. This is one file which has date, product, and units, right? This is Excel file. This is our text file, which is again has date, product, and units from different location, sales of different location. And the third one is Access database, which again has the same options, right? Which again has the same date, product, and units. And now we want to do is that Excel will basically take all the data from all 3 databases and combine those data in one file, so we can apply some analyzation over there. So let's see how can we do this in Excel. So let me open Excel, and I'm closing this file. So let's do it again. So data, first we are pulling the Excel file. So let's pull the Excel data. And you can see I had only one sheet, but Excel Power Query automatically created one table. So I'm pulling the table over here. So now what I'm doing, I want to pull 3 files over here. So if I click transform data directly from here, so I have to close that Power Query and then I can pull second file. So now I'm using load to over here, so I can put this data somewhere in the Power Query connection. So I'm clicking load to, and I'm saying just create the connection over here, so I can use this data afterwards. So now you can see over here, it has created the connection. It has pulled the data, but put it as a connection. So now let extract the text file. This is the text file. Right, again, I'm making as connection load to, only create connection, okay. And the third file is from the databases of Access. So I'm connecting from the databases from Microsoft Access database. Right, again, it has one table. Now, because this is my last file, so I'm creating transform over here, transform data. So it will take me to the Power Query editor, and it will show me all 3 tables which I have extracted over here. You can see all 3 files over here. So let's review all the files one by one. So because this is very important, because your data type should be same and the data table name should be same. So heading should be same, right? So this is date. This is the date format, right? This is name. So this is ABC. Okay. This is 123. This is 123. So this table is clear. No transformation is required. Let's click over here. So this is again date. This is ABC. Okay. This is unit. Okay. Let's see this file. So you can see over here we have only dates. We have dates. But in this file, this table, we can see dates and time together. So I'm changing the transformation over here for dates. So I'm clicking on the transform. In the date option, I am saying please change it to only date only, right? So product ABC is okay. It's showing me another error over here. This is not an error. This is showing that I have detected this format over here. This is a decimal format, but I can't see any decimal format over here. So let's change this to only whole number format. So over in the transformation, we have data type decimal numbers currently. So I'm saying this is whole number. So now you can see 1, 2, 3 over here. So now all files are okay, and we can append this data. Append means pull this file data and append, pull this file data and this file data below the other file data. So this is append. So for appending, we are clicking on the home tab. In the combine group, we have the append query option over here. So we can click combine query and combine query as new. What is the difference? So if I'm clicking combine query over here, append query over here, so what it will do, it will add other two tables data in the table which I'm currently setting. But I don't want to do this. I don't want that these original data should be disturbed. So I want to create another table which has all the three tables data in one data table. So I will always click then append query as new. So it's asking you have two tables or more than three or more tables. So I have three or more tables. I'm clicking over here. So one table is already here, which I have already clicked. So let me insert this. And again, I'm double clicking over here. You can just click and add as well. So whatever data you want on the first name at the first, so you will basically pull that option at the first row. So I want first this one, second this, and third one this. Just okay. So it has created another new table with the name of append, and it has merged or appended all three databases in one database. So all these tables were from the different databases in a different style. So we have basically changed or combined them in one file, one database table. So this is, let's change the name. This is total data. And we don't want to change anything because all the formats are same. And now we want to load this data on our sheet. So I'm just clicking on load to. So it will get this data, pull the data on my table sheet, on my Excel sheet. So done. It has 8,319 rows over here. And you can see all the data over here. Let's see if I'm changing something over here, so it will affect this or not. I'm changing something in the Excel file. So let me this to TRG. This is to Jahangir Sachwani. Let's save it and close. So these are the two names which I've changed. Let's refresh. So it's changing the data, combining again, and you can see the changes over here. So this was option number 2, which we have done. We have done two queries, two situations now. One was the folder option, combination option, and this was the append option. Let's discuss the third option over here. So this is import data in Power Query and merge. So let's see the data first. So we have two tables over here. One is merge, which has product ID, product, and company. And the other one is of the transaction table. This is transaction table, right? Which has a lot of data over here. And it has shown me the power product ID over here. But if I want to know product ID details, so all the product ID details are available in this table. So product ID, product name, and company from where we are basically buying this, right? So I want to see all the product ID, product names, and companies over here. So let's see how can we do this through Power Query. So I'm closing this file. So let's pull data from Excel now. So get data from file from workbook. And let's connect to LearnFast 2020 Digital, Power Query, and merge file. So let's pull Excel file first. And you can see it has automatically created another table. So we are clicking on the table always. And let's make the connection of this. So I can pull another file and see this data afterwards. So next file is text file. So text file option is already available here. Right, so these are the data. And let's transform this data now. Right? So now we have two databases over here. One is the transaction table, and the other one is the source data from where we can basically pull our product name and company name. So let's check both files one by one. So this is invoice number 123 is okay, date is okay, ABCD is okay. These are the decimal numbers. It has decimal number. This is okay, and cost has also decimal number. So 1.2 is okay, right? Let's see the other option. The first option, you can see that my headings are not on the heading places. So there, sometimes when you pull the data from your CSV files, so it will do like this. So what we can do, we can just promote our headers. And to promote our headers, we can just click on the home tab, and we have the option of use first row as header. So just click use first row as header. So now you can see the proper headings over here, and you can see the step over here that promoted headers, and it has already or automatically applied the change type options over here. Right? Now let's see if all the things are fine. So the type is ABC. This is also ABC. This is also ABC. So now I want to connect the product ID with the product ID, and we will be creating the relationship over here. That's very easy. So when we basically, it will basically automatically create the relationship, but the product ID name should be same. So when you see over here, there is only one hyphen over here, the first hyphen over here. And when you see in the transaction option, so you can see a different option over here, like it has two hyphens. So there is an extra hyphen and extra two characters at the end of each item names, item numbers, which will basically create an issue to connect with this database. So we cannot pull the product IDs from here. We cannot connect this data with the product IDs and cannot pull product name and the company name over here. So we have to make some changes. So I want to remove or split the second hyphen and the two extra characters from here. So I just want to transform. So I'm clicking the product ID over here and I'm clicking on the transformation option. And over here, we have the split column option over here. So most of the things which you can see over here, just like the Excel options. So we want to separate or split by delimiters. So the things which are available in the Power Query, they are more advanced, the more better and more easy. So it has automatically detected that you have only one delimiter, which is hyphen. So it had automatically detected this. Now it's asking me, how do you want to split? You want to split to leftmost decimal delimiter, you want to split to rightmost delimiter, or you want to each occur of delimiter. You want to split through each occur of delimiter. So because we want to split the right side of the option, so we are saying rightmost delimiter. Let's see what is available in the advanced. You want to apply on the column, right? And you want to apply the code characters. No, I don't want to apply the code characters. And that's it. Okay. So now you can see all the products IDs are same as which are available here. Now we can merge this data easily. Let me delete this because I don't require this anymore. And let's change the name of the column correctly. So you can see all the steps over here. And now I want to merge these both columns. So I'm clicking on the transform data. Again, clicking on the transaction data, which has more options. And I'm clicking on the home tab and merge query. And again, it has two options, merge query and merge query as new. So like I've shared that merge query will basically add these product names in the same merge column, and merge query as new will basically create another table over here. So I always prefer merge query as new. So you can see the transactions over here, and now we are connecting this with the transaction table through which we want to connect this. So this is the product ID, and again in this cell we have the product ID. Now you can see the selection matches 1421 rows to 1421 rows from the first table, which is correct, right? So you can see this has 1421 options. This has the less option. Right now, it can basically match with all the transactions which are available in the first table. So now it's showing me that I will merge all the 421 columns with the 1421 columns from the second table. Okay. So it has created a new table, and all the other details which were available in the transaction options were available here. And it has now shown me this transaction source data over here. So now over here, it's asking me which fields you want to merge over here. So I can see that product ID is already available over here. So I just want product name and the company name from the other table. So I'm just clicking OK. And now you can see the product name and the company name in front of each item. So let's change the names over here. So let's see, this is product name. This is company. Right? And then you can see all the data in one file, and you can load it. Now all the tables, all the product IDs has the product names and the company name. So if I want to move these costs and net sales after these product name and company, you can just right click on your query and you can click edit over here. So it will basically bring you again in the Power Query option. So I just want to move this company name over here, product name and the company name over here. And again, I can click load. So done. So this was situation number 3. So let me show you a final option because we have 7 minutes left. So let me see if we have different options. So this is more relevant. This is more easy and relevant. So let me show you this. So this has a data. Right? This has a data like this. Right? So sometimes you want to create the pivot table of this data and you cannot be able to analyze this data month by month. Because for month by month, you have to have the data in a unpivot form. Like all the January month should be have one column and all the numbers should be in front of every row. Right? So by this, you cannot do this. So how can we do this? Let's do this. So if for instance, you have a few data, very small data in your Excel files, and you want to apply, you want to pull this data in your Power Query, so you can pull from the Excel file as well. You don't need to connect this data from get data and everywhere every time. So if you want to connect any data from here, which is available in Excel, and you want to perform some cleaning or some ETL process in Power Query, and you again want to perform this, you want to pull this data in this Excel file, you can do this. So we want to set this data in a way through which basically we can analyze some data and we can perform some analyzations. So we can just click on the database, data options, and there is an option called from table or range. So this is our table which has the name of table 1. Let's say this is data. And let's pull this data in the Power Query by clicking format table and range, from table and range. So now you have this data in Power Query, but you cannot do something with data, or you can analyze this data in a better way because you have to have this data in the column formats, right? So what you can do, you can unpivot this data. So there is a built-in option in Power Query which say unpivot. So I'm just clicking all these columns, which is January, February, March, April. So I'm right-clicking over here, or you can just go to transform, and over here you have the option of unpivot over here. So unpivot has different options. I want unpivot only selected columns, and done. You can see now the data is in a better format through which basically you can apply pivot tables. So these are months, and these are values or amount, whatever you want to say like this. And now when you basically click the option, so it will automatically create another sheet, and now you can see this data in a different format. So this is basically Power Excel, and these are some new options which are available in Excel. And I hope to see you, some of you from in my trainings, and you can also contact me on my given numbers if you want me to conduct some training for your company. These are my contact details which are available below. This is my cell number. You can WhatsApp, you can anytime call me. If you want to conduct any international trainings, you can always contact me. I'm providing international trainings almost every month with the different companies, or individually or public programs. So my next program is basically planned for US and Canada, starting from September. Right? If you want to connect me for that option, you can always connect me, because you can also join from the Pakistani time. right? Thank you
Okay.
very much, everyone.